All right, today we're diving into a project that's either the start of a whole new world or maybe the biggest tech fantasy of our time. I'm talking about Tesla's humanoid robot, Optimus. It promises to completely change our lives, but how much of that is just hype and what's actually real? Let's get into it. So this is the whole idea in a nutshell. This one sentence is what's driving this entire massive project. This isn't about just another gadget. No, this is a statement that they're building something that will fundamentally change how we live. That is an incredibly high bar. So let's see if the reality can even come close to that promise.
Okay, let's be honest for a second. The idea of a super genius robot folding your laundry, it feels like it's straight out of a movie, right? But is it? In this explainer, we're going to dig into the actual hardware, the real software, to figure out how much of this is pure Hollywood and how much is actually happening in a lab as we speak. To really answer that question, we have to start with the basics. We need to cut through all the marketing noise and just look at the engineering. So what is Optimus when you strip away all that hype?
At its core, the mission is actually pretty simple. Optimus is designed to be a general-purpose worker. It's built to take over the jobs that humans either don't want to do or, frankly, shouldn't do. The dull, the dirty, the dangerous stuff. We're talking assembly lines, warehouse work, and yet, eventually, all the chores you hate doing at home.
Now, this is the project's secret weapon. See, Optimus isn't learning to see the world from scratch. It's basically inheriting its brain from the millions of Tesla cars that are already out there on the road. All of that data, all of that real-world navigating experience, it's being ported directly from the car to the robot. That is a massive head start that nobody else can really replicate. But doing chores? That's just the beginning. That's just stage one. The full vision for what Optimus could be is so much bigger. It stretches all the way from the factory floor to the surface of Mars. The scale of ambition we're talking about here is, well, it's just staggering. So the rollout is planned in 4 huge leaps. It starts pretty grounded, right here in reality, inside Tesla's own factories, where it's being tested as we speak. From there, it moves into our homes. But after that, the ambition just goes into overdrive, from helping out in society to literally becoming the workforce that builds colonies on the moon and Mars. And this slide gets to what might be the most profound idea of all. It stops being about labor and starts being about loneliness. The source paints this incredible kind of raw picture of Optimus as a companion for the elderly, a robot that doesn't just help you move around, but one that can actually talk with you, listen to you, and, as the quote puts it, even show you pictures of your family right on its chest. That's a deeply human purpose for a machine. Look, a vision that big is completely meaningless if you don't have a plan to actually produce it. This isn't some niche, experimental side project. So how does Tesla plan to get a robot into millions of homes? Let's look at the numbers. And there's the plan. The goal isn't thousands or even hundreds of thousands. The target is 1 million humanoid robots per year. I mean, to put that into perspective, that's more cars than some major car companies produce. They're planning to build robots on the same scale as cars. It's wild. Mass production is what makes the whole vision possible. But the price is what could make it a revolution. The long-term goal is to get the price down to around $20,000. Sure, the first ones will cost more, but the ultimate goal is to make Optimus cheaper than the average car. That puts it within reach of millions of people, not just millionaires. So when could you have one of these in your house? Well, as this timeline shows, the process has already started. They're in the factories being tested right now. We could see some limited sales start within the next few years, and then broader access will roll out as that massive production plan really kicks into gear. So we have the technology, we have this unbelievably ambitious vision, and there's a real plan to get there. All the pieces are moving for what could be a brand new chapter for humanity. But that brings us to the final and maybe the most important question. Are we even ready for what's coming next? And that really gets to the heart of it. The work being done on Optimus suggests this is no longer a question of if humanoid robots will become a part of our daily lives, but when and how we're going to adapt. What does our society even look like when these things are everywhere? That's not science fiction anymore. That's the future we need to start thinking about today.